Andrea Horwath, leader of the official opposition in the province. Hi, Ms. Horwath. Good to see you. Thank you very much for making the time this evening.
My pleasure, as always, Vashi. I wish I could say good to see you, but I can't see you.
It's Skype in the era of pandemic and broadcast TV.
Absolutely.
Let me start off with what the province announced today. You have been calling for a circuit breaker type of lockdown for a number of weeks. Is this what you had envisioned? Does this go far enough for you?
Well, I mean, I guess I would say it's a bit late. Doug Ford, unfortunately, has come really late to this decision. It was, I think, November 12th, like 6 weeks ago, when we were asking for a circuit breaker type of event. And unfortunately, Doug Ford's playing catch up now. And what that means is that, the pain that people have experienced thus far and that will experience for the next couple of days until we get to, I guess, Boxing Day, is going to continue. So more jobs will be lost, more businesses will be, having a difficult time. More people will catch the virus. It'll be more people will lose their lives, and that's because the Premier has been hesitant to make these tough decisions.
The Premier has explained that hesitancy in the past by talking about weighing the effect it would have on the economy, in particular on businesses, the shutdown of those non-essential businesses. Are you sympathetic to that argument?
No, I mean, I think what's clear is that Mr. Ford's been sitting on billions and billions of dollars that he could have been using to help get small businesses through the pandemic, to help provide extra supports for families and individuals who are losing their jobs. But he chose not to. So now those businesses, many have closed their doors. People are really worried about what this lockdown is going to bring. But Mr. Ford has been reticent to actually come to the table with help. And now we're heading to another lockdown. And I haven't heard the Premier make the promise to ban all commercial and residential evictions for the next 28 days. That's still not something he's prepared to do. And it's really troubling. I mean, you have to make the tough decisions, certainly, but you also have to, open up the purse strings. You have to make the investments necessary to help get people through these measures.
The government did announce today a grant for small businesses, $10,000 to $20,000, a one-time payment. Is there anything beyond that you're looking to see in the form of support for those businesses which have to close?
Well, actually, we've been asking the Ford government since April, as has the business community, frankly, for basically up to $10,000 a month, each and every month, to help float those businesses in terms of paying for their rent, for example, paying for their other costs and expenses. So, this one time $10,000 to $20,000 is really, far too little and far too late to save some of these business folks. And we know what that means. It's not only their businesses, it's their livelihoods, it's their workers and those jobs, and it's our ability to crawl out of this economic disaster being hampered because these businesses aren't going to be there to help us do that.
There are other supports via the federal government, of course, right? I know you're familiar with the commercial rent subsidy that the federal government has made available, as well as the wage subsidy. Is there all that much more the province could do from your perspective?
Well, I mean, not just from my perspective. In fact, we were having, calling for the government to take these measures back in April. And so was the Chamber of Commerce here in Ontario. So were small businesses here in Ontario. Yes, layering over and above what the federal government has provided was I think, an important thing that could have helped save small business. But again, Ford didn't want to spend the money. He would rather save money than save those jobs and save those businesses. And we all know that those programs were great for some, but certainly, many businesses didn't qualify and or couldn't take advantage of them.
There are a number of jurisdictions in this province that are supportive of what was announced today. There are some, though, that are expressing some opposition only because of the trajectory of the virus in their particular city, let's say. And I'm thinking, for example, of the mayor of Ottawa, who not too long ago said that he and his public health officials departed or sort of argued against the province's decision just because of the caseload here, the lack of the few hospitalizations comparatively speaking, at least, and the lack of people in ICU. How do you think the province needs to approach that? Is there a way to do so, or do you think the blanket approach that they took is the right one?
Well, I mean, first and foremost, I think it's important to acknowledge what a great job Ottawa did to turn things around. So Ottawans, the people that live in Ottawa and around the area, did a great job. Having said that, we just in Hamilton, which is where I am now and which is where I live, just went into lockdown today. And for a number of the last week, particularly, we saw a lot of people coming from different areas of this kind of GTHA area, coming to our city to, shop at our stores and go to our malls, particularly because those malls weren't open in their jurisdictions. And so that the propensity for people to just kind of flout the rules or cross their fingers and hope for the best and jump jurisdictions to do things like shopping is unfortunately a reality that we know occurs. And so the idea of having everybody in the same boat, I think was the right move.
Hi, I'm Vashi Capellos, host of Power in Politics. See more of our show by subscribing to the CBC News channel or click the link for another video.